yeah, welcome back to another episode right here on WIT 88.9 FM of The Booth. Yours truly, Rob Wade, DJ RTW. Next to me, Mix Master Suave. Right across from us, we have the one and only Bobby Martinez.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
What's going on, fellas?
Oh, yeah, another week. A toy guitar.
So where are you going with this, Rob?
The point is that the instrument doesn't make the artist. The artist makes the music. Okay. Makes the instrument. Makes it. An artist can make art out of anything. How I've seen people actually make homemade guitars, make homemade instruments, and they could throw down. So that comes with the DJ. Don't criticize the tools I use.
Yeah.
Because if I'm still banging the box and I'm still getting people moving and riled for that sound, what does it matter what I really used to get them moving?
Well, there's that debate, Rob. Well, there's always the vinyl versus Serato debate, all that stuff, but or the CD players. But there's a debate now. I think a couple years back it was more of a debate between CD players, CDJs, and then the vinyl. Now I think it's shifted to CDJs versus controller. And like you're saying, what's the difference? And I think, to be honest with you, technically there's no difference. You're mixing the same music's coming out. But here's my thought. My thought is that on a controller, the feel is not the same. Kind of like the vinyl. It doesn't feel the same. And it's just kind of weird. It's like a little one.
Let me look at it this way then. Yeah. I agree with you to that point. Okay, I really do. Being one that started with vinyl and everything, you're right. There is a different feeling for all of them.
Yeah.
But those who are listening to us, okay, those that aren't being able to watch our videos and see us live while we're doing our show and everything, the ones that are just listening to us on the radio, do they know really what we're using? I mean...
And to be honest with you, even in a nightclub, most people wouldn't know either in a nightclub.
Well, exactly.
Yeah, that's true, 100%. So
I guess you're right. So who would notice then? Just other people who are...
So what you're telling me is this then. I can use my laptop, DJ off of it, create a program, or if there's not one created yet, and just have a DJ for me, just pick my songs, just throw in there.
They probably already have that.
They already have them.
Yeah, they already have that.
They already do? Oh, man.
There's programs out there already.
Hey, guys, hire me up now. I'm good. Let's do this.
Well, the thing is, too, is that you got to be able to manipulate it in certain ways. You can't, because I think with programs, you're limited. You can't mix however you want.
Well, exactly.
I'm not going to lie.
There are the full-length tracks of whatever the track is. So you put a track in.
Yeah.
And if you pre-edit it yourself, let's say, you cut it at a certain point, you have another starting point as for tracks. That's one thing, but it just bleeds it out and brings another one in.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Making mixes, I used to use the computer because I thought it would be easier. Obviously, I know how to mix, but I used to make.
No, that doesn't mean you don't know. I know a lot of experienced DJs that do that.
No, I'm saying to make the mixes. I used to use a computer. And to be honest with you, it's harder to mix on the computer than it is to just press play and freaking just mix. You know what I mean? So now I just press play, hit record, and just go. It was actually, I promise you, it was actually harder to sit there and put the track together, put the bass down here, beat match it, and put the envelopes down for the bass, put the envelopes up, turn it up here. It actually took longer than just when you press play and just do it live.
Yep.
He knows.
Pretty much getting in the groove, because you're just sitting
and you're not in the groove. Yeah, you're not in the groove. The music's not playing. You're just like hearing clips.
Yeah, you're listening to the same thing over and over again just to try to match it. And you're really not in the groove.
I did that when I was on Power 106. Speaking of NIU, I don't know why I always play with the mic. Speaking of NIU, there's a big radio station over there at broadcast out of Rockford, and it broadcasts in Rockford, DeKalb areas. It's called Power 106. It's kind of like it's the main station out there. Anyways, I used to mix on there every week, and that's how I would make the mixes. I would make them just on the computer. And honestly, it would take hours, and I'm like, this is before I had my own set. I didn't have my own set to... So I kind of had to do it, but it took forever. It was harder. I couldn't get in a groove. The mixes, they don't sound as good because you're not in a groove. You know what I mean? So, and you can't sample. You got to put samples on afterwards in the post-production and all that. So, to be honest with you, I think mixing from a computer is actually harder than if you know how to do it live.
Oh yeah, no, I agree with you. Yeah. It's to me, it's not really mixing. It's producing. You're producing, a song or a mix, but you're not really mixing.
Exactly,
it is different. But I I'm not a believer of, you have to have this special headset. You got to have this special thing. I don't have to have the $1 million equipment. I can have the $200 equipment. But if I can still bang the box, move the crowd, and I'm doing it live, I'm putting on a show, that's what matters. Now, speaking of putting on a show, that's kind of where we've gone to now. We've seen it back in the disco era to a point. It kind of died off to where it was more just a music. But now we're back to the old adage of putting on a show where DJs now, and I just watched a documentary on Steve Aoki.
Okay.
And I don't know if you ever saw that. One's on Netflix. I just saw his little biography they did for him and everything.
I haven't seen that
where
one.
He came from, about his dad, blah, 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 where he's at.
I heard he came from a wealthy family. Is that true?
Semi-wealthy. His dad used to race boats.
Okay. But he didn't come, he came from kind of like, he was okay. Like,
yeah, he wasn't super well endowed. I mean, his parents ended up divorcing and kind of doing their own thing.
But financially, I heard he came from,
fairly well. Yeah,
okay.
He did. Fairly well.
That's extensive I know of him.
But the thing is, what he did is with his act is the fact of the show part. Okay, and it seems like DJing now has become more of a show act versus the music, the sound that puts people into the groove.
I buy that.
I mean, you have I'm sure Rehab. Rehab has his certain things, certain way he does things, and I think Rehab's the one. Doesn't he wear masks when he has different masks or something like that when he
DJs out there? And stuff?
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Steve Aoki, one of his things was the cake. When he brought the cake out and he smashes people with cake. That's one of his things.
He smashed people with cakes?
Yeah, that's one thing Steve started.
That was pretty cool.
He gets a cake, nice big cake.
Yeah, he does that at the end of the show or at the beginning of the show. And that's one of his signature things, like Rob's talking about. Yeah.
Well, it was there was a couple things. It was the cake he started, and it was also the life raft. He started. The life raft.
What about the jump? The jump he does.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He does the jump into the life raft. I know he got hurt one time with a jump. He did a seriously high jump and he got hurt pretty bad. Yeah. But these are little signatures of things that he did.
Yeah.
But it's a showpiece. That's what it was. It wasn't just the sound. So one of the questions that came about with that whole showpiece, with that thing.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're out there in the crowd, if you're riding the wave on the crowd there, who's spinning?
Who's what?
Are you looping the track?
I see what you're saying.
Are you?
I think they probably have like
a super extended track. I mean, what do you?
No, that's it's another good point.
You know what I mean?
Rob's on point today. No, I think what he does is, the track either has a few minutes to go on it, or he takes off from the stage and then he has someone else kind of either mixing for him for a second.
Well, and then they're right there. Stop. Hold on. You're having someone else mix for you now? To me, in the DJ world, that's like a Milli Vanilli in a DJ world. You're having someone else spin for you now.
But you know what's
funny?
You're
putting the show on someone
No,
else.
you say that too. It's like, because another guy, DJ Khaled, if you look at him, he'll like spin a record and then he'll play it and then he runs away with the mic and goes on stage and starts like performing a song basically.
Yeah.
And then if you notice in the background, somebody else will get on just in case. He like goes back and forth.
See, I don't know about that. Now,
it's just different. I don't know.
Well, don't get me wrong, but if I'm promoting a dual, mix off or something like that.
No, that's not what.
Because you got people like I think Diplo does that, and a couple other people. I'm trying to remember the name of all these groups. There's so many out.
You're talking about Jack You or Jack You?
I think so. Like I said, there's quite a few out there that they do. We talked about this once before in one of the shows where there's dual DJing. One person's strictly working the mixer. One person's doing the blending, and the tricks. And that's fine. You're giving the promotion, but you're letting the crowd know, hey, this is what it is. To me, if you're promoting yourself, the crowd's expecting you, the DJ, to be doing the work.
Yeah.
You're lying to your fan base now. You're lying to them because somebody else is doing your work to do that. That's how I see it.
I think it's just. You can look at it in different ways. I think
different levels. I think there's like
it's just a different way of performing. Basically, I don't know. Look at Paris Hilton. She can't mix.
She can't even.
Of course not.
I highly doubt she can mix. But I think what she does. You didn't know that?
No, I didn't even know that. What?
She's been DJing.
Yeah,
she charges like $100,000 per show.
That was one of the things she started. She put out there.
See, he knows.
She can DJ. Yeah, it was a joke.
Come on, man.
It's a joke.
If you're gonna be on the radio, man, you gotta know this stuff. Nah, I'm just playing.
Hold on. When did she start this? This is she created
a couple years ago.
Yeah,
she created a porno.
It's been at least 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's been a while now.
It's been a couple of years, man.
It started off as a joke where she went to a club, put some headphones on, and was like behind the tables. Well, that's how it started off.
It started off as a joke?
Well, it became more of a joke. But I mean, it started off as just a mere joke where it's just like one-time thing, she's behind a deck. But then I guess she figured, hey, I can make more money off of this pretending to DJ and, moving up.
Well, here's the thing. And there's the DJ that knows how to DJ, and you're going there because you're a fan, because he just knows how to mix. He knows how to manipulate the turntables or whatever, right?
Move the crowd.
But then there's the other DJs, like the celebrity DJs. Celebrity DJs who they already have a name. Pauly D, Paris Hilton.
Now, wait a minute. I'm happy you brought that up.
Okay.
Kid Rock. You ever see Kid Rock mix?
I've never seen him mix.
Kid Rock.
Can he mix?
Yes. One of his shows, he, he's up there playing the guitar, doing the shows.
I know he can play, but...
He got behind the decks and he threw down. He can do tricks. He can
really?
spit. Yeah.
That
he can scratch. Know. There's a video out there, and I don't remember if I shared that one as well. This is a while ago. It was one of his shows. He can throw down behind the tables. Mad respect to Kid Rock. He can throw it down and do it. And mad love to him. So the fact that he was able to respect it, the fact of DJing and everything, to want to learn it and start doing that, that was really, it was great. It was great to see that.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, that's rare, I think. Well, I mean, there's like celebrity DJs who don't necessarily know how to mix too well. They kind of, they can go back and forth with a crossfader or whatever. And then there's like, the guys who can really mix. Then there's guys who they're really good on the mic, but they're not so good with the mixing. Like, I think there's all different kinds of DJs, because really anybody can play jams. In general, I say in general, just play a jam. But being able to work a crowd, being able to work the mic, being able to transition songs, being able to maintain an energy level in the club, and not to mention too, knowing when to have what kind of energy. I open up for a lot of DJs and myself, and I can't come to the club and kick it off with Fat Joe all the way up. You just can't do that. There's not too many people in the club. You're opening.
Yeah, you're building the momentum.
Yeah, you're building momentum, exactly. And not a lot of DJs know how to do that,
Yeah. I've seen that before. You get young DJs that come in, and you get someone to try to, you try to help them out. Like, hey, I'll give you a chance. Why don't you open up for me?
Exactly.
And they try to, in a way, steal the show, because they're trying to come off and show everything they got. It's like, whoa, that wasn't your place for this time frame for the show.
And there's a mixture. Like, you can still play jams, but just knowing when to play them, how to play them, and there's a lot more that goes into it than just playing a jam.
Especially too, don't go too hard if the club is empty in the beginning.
Well, and that's the thing. I've seen that too, where you get DJs that the club's almost empty because people just are either on their way or they haven't been there yet.
Right.
And you're throwing some, number one hits.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? You're going to play it again later? I don't know.
A lot of people just what I see. The good thing about DJs that I have met, and I don't know, Suave agrees with this, they ask each other, like, when's the last time you played hip-hop?
That's true. That's actually true.
They're like an hour ago.
So I talked to the next guy.
And that's respect. If nothing else, that's respect. You know what I mean?
Well, not to mention, not only being able to diversify the certain times with hit records, non-hit records, or whatever, also, too, the genres, So like Bobby was saying, I'll tell him, hey, you know what? I've been playing hip hop for like 45 minutes, 30 minutes. So you might want to switch it up and go back to either an EDM or reggaeton, depending on where we're at, So that way it can, there's a nice flow throughout the night for the club.
Yeah.
As far as hits.
And you don't kill the mood. People, for the most part, they'll get tired of it. The same thing over and over.
If you play the same genre for too long, it starts to become, okay, I want something else.
Yeah, no, exactly. So, and then that is what makes a good DJ.
Exactly.
Knowing the crowd, knowing how to work the crowd, how not to overwork the crowd. And as far as like the EDM sets, okay, they go hard. You get some hard, banging sets. The crowd is really working hard. They're jumping. But then you get that cool down period. You get that track that brings it way down.
Right.
So you don't kill your fans, out there jumping around and everything. You give them a cool down period where they slow down now. They can breathe. And then you start slowly building them back up again.
No, that's true. That's true. So a lot of, like I said, the excitement in the club, the game changer of everything, It's great. I think you have your opener, your prime time, and you have your closer. I love how it works. You know, kind of like a sport team. You know, you got your opener, go out there, do your thing, open up everything. And then you got your prime time, the person that's the shiny nickel right now. You know, who plays good, understands the vibe, understands the people, and then you got the closer to start calming down everyone. You know.
Yeah. Well, and I'm happy you brought that up, Bobby. Suave, and be honest, what is your favorite spot? Which one of those slots would you prefer?
Well, even if he had a favorite spot, I think everyone would prefer the prime time.
I think so.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's because of my age. I don't know. But, or maybe because I've been doing this for so long. I don't care. The way I see it, you're going to pay me. It doesn't matter.
I prefer, I would prefer either, I think prime or closing, either one is kind of prime to me.
Yeah, because closing, you already
I've seen closers that have blown away the primetime acts. There's a lot of them out there. You put them as closers. Yeah. You figure people are about to bounce, they're going to walk out and everything, and they're holding up that club and they're hitting it harder, banging to the closer than they did the prime act. And these people don't want to leave. That's with mad respect.
We've also seen where there's been times where, and Bobby can attest to this, where the primetime DJ comes on and the opener was actually playing better music than the primetime guy. And then when the primetime guy goes on, you see the crowd just leave.
Now, let me ask you, I agree with you with that. Let me ask you this, though. What is your feeling on going to do a set and the fact that the floor or the room isn't full, it's really empty? What's going through your head during that period?
When there's no one there?
Yeah.
Well, I played a lot of times. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and lie on the radio. I played a lot of times where there's no one there. There's been zero. I've literally played for 0 people
for an empty room.
I've played for 800 people. There's not really a feeling that goes through my head. It's just it is what it is. I would love to get to the point where I'm walking in the venue and it's just packed, 500, 1,000 people.
Well, here's the reason I'm asking, and this is the only reason I'm asking because obviously I think all of us have been doing this for a minute now. We've done it. We've seen that already. Okay.
Yeah.
Where myself, I try to do it right and go hard, regardless if it's 0 people and I'm just playing to the bartenders, or if I'm playing to a room full of people. It's just like here in the studio. I'm playing for all of our listeners out there. Yeah. Everyone that's listening. It could be 10 people. It can be 10,000 people. Okay. We don't know. So I'm going to go hard. I'm going to do it right no matter what. But where I've seen some DJs, they come in, they're so discouraged by the numbers being low that they keep the numbers low because I'll watch people start walking in, and because they don't care anymore, they lost that passion that the people coming in here and they're like, this ain't worth it, I'm leaving. And they'll turn around and walk right back out, where you could have started having a buildup of people coming in. Now they're contacting people and so on and so forth.
So in that sense,
it can kill that vibe too.
No, everyone wants to be, I don't think anybody would say, I love playing for 2 people. I don't think anybody will say that their dream is to play for the bartenders. However, I think that you're on the right track, Rob, where you should have a good attitude and still, it is hard to play. What are you going to play when there's no one to play off of, kind of? To be honest with you, I play off of the bartender sometimes. If I see the bartender, because they're bored, they're just sitting back there, kind of getting ready or on their Snapchat or whatever. And sometimes I'll see them starting to feel it, and I'm kind of playing off them. I don't know what to play if there's no one there, right? But
that's true.
To your point, just play. If no one's there. I guess it goes out to
usually I bug Suave. I know he gets annoyed by it. I'm like, hey Suave, you should play this song for me. Yeah. I become one of the requesters.
He becomes the guy who's he's the guy who shoos away the requesters, but he becomes the requester.
Yeah, I was like, you know what I'm in the mood to listen to today.
But no, I don't mind being the.
I try watching the bartender as well. I think bartenders
whoever's there moving.
Well, no, exactly. But
even the bouncer.
I'm saying the bouncer. I like the bartenders. I watch them somewhat because they're upfront with the people coming to buy the drinks and everything. Yeah. So they get a feeling for the people coming up for those drinks and everything. So you kind of get that feeling. Other than obviously the people right in front of you dancing.
Let's look at it this way. Let's look at it this way. Let's just say you're one of those people who there's no one there, so you're like, whatever, screw this, I'll put a mix on, or I won't try, or whatever, right? Well, look at it this way. Maybe the bartender is close with the general manager, or maybe the general manager is walking around, or maybe someone in there happened to walk in to meet somebody, grab a drink, whatever. Yeah. And they're like, man, this guy's playing a couple tunes, you know, the transitions are nice, whatever, right? And next thing you know, they're like, hey, you know, have this guy back. Or hey, you know, I own a bar down the street called blah, blah, blah. Can you come play a couple of jams over there? You know, do you have a website or something, you know? So you should always, when you're in the public eye, you should always try to be on your best, you know, be your best, because you never know who's watching.
Be professional.
You know? I mean, especially the clubs I've played in, I've been fortunate enough to play in certain places such as Room 7, where, you know, a basketball player might walk in, you know, you never know who might walk in.
Exactly.
So, you know, you always got to be on your best no matter who's around. One person, two people, make sure you're always on your best, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear you.
I agree.
All right, well, we're doing the real talk right here on the booth. WIT 88.9 FM. Stick around after this commercial break, and yours truly, DJ RTW, will get down in the ones and twos, so stick around right here.